Good morning, class 12th children of Bio Group. We are starting once again with the continuation of chapter 14 of biotechnology and its applications. And children, in the last video, the third video of chapter 14, we had studied about transgenic plant products that are approved by Indian authorities. We also studied about the importance of transgenic animals to man. Animals, like we saw, were transgenic mice, which were important to man. Then we saw that there were transgenic sheep that were important to man, transgenic goats, cows, and pigs, monkeys, transgenic cows and cattle. They were made important to man to get dairy products and also to get vaccines out of them, to get various kind of hormones, blood samples, and byproducts also from these transgenic animals. And the transgenic animals, they benefited man only for the genetic products. They are resistant to diseases, but they are also medicinally useful, and for dairy products, etc., for growth products also, they are reared. The transgenic animals and plants are reared. So today we will study about genetically modified foods. We see that foods have been genetically modified, and these genetically modified foods are greatly beneficial to man. We can use genetically engineered techniques to produce plants and food created for human or animal consumption. We can get the desired characteristics as we want in the transgenic plants and animals, such as we can get the improved nutritional content. We can get longer shelf life of products. For example, tomato, by bringing a change in its wall or skin, which was easily rotted, but now after a change by bringing a transgenic gene to modify the skin of tomatoes, we can increase the shelf life of so many food products. And also we increase the resistance to herbicides. So many herbicides, they kill the herbs, but these do not kill the important transgenic plants. So this is done through crossbreeding between the animals. Genetic engineering produces desired characters in created plants, and very quickly those desired characters can be produced. If we grow normal plants, then we won't have all the variable desired characters in them, and also it will take longer for these plants to grow. But with transgenic genetic changes or genetically modified plants, we can quickly get the desired characteristics like resistance to diseases and more of starch in it, more of sugar in it, and more of proteins in it. All this can be obtained. Then insertion of disease resistance gene to the plant genome can effectively counter the menace of viruses. Many viruses, fungi and bacteria, they produce a menace, or they produce a danger to the growing plants, but insertion of disease-resistant genes can kill it. Bacillus thuringiensis or the Bt genes in corn and other crops help in this. Thus, there is a more clean food to feed the hungry millions in less time in our country. Likewise, And let us see what else is done by the genetically modified foods. They help to eliminate the application of chemical pesticides. Don't have to use chemical pesticides because they already have the transgene against pesticides, or they are resistant to pesticides. Then thus these GM foods, they reduce the cost of bringing healthy crops to the market. We don't have to use any thing which is artificial to preserve these, because they are already healthy enough, having the healthy gene. They can be straight away brought to the market. 71% of the GM crops usage in the world has increased by 25 folds in the past 10 or 15 years. In India also, the genetically modified variety of cotton are being used tremendously. And just like genetically modified products are allowed in US, they are allowed in Japan, Canada, and most European countries. Even Indian government is allowing in a controlled way some of the genetically modified products to be used in our country for the benefit of Indian people. Commonly used GM foods in the world are soya, its derivatives, corn, rapeseed, which produces oil, tomato, potato, rice, wheat, sugar beet, flax, papaya, and squash. So, like this, the genetically modified food in the world produces a lot of variety. Then the genetically modified food concerns fall into three categories, because in a negative way also the transgenes can affect the unmodified environment around them. Example, environmental hazards can be brought about. Those genetically modified genes which are good in some plants, they can also cause havoc, or some of the products produced by these genetically modified plants, they can make the surrounding plants bad. Another thing which we have to be careful about is human health risks are increased on using the genetically modified transgenic products too much. Then the economic concerns are also raised because of GM products used. We will take all these three one by one. The environmental hazards. We see that pollen from genetically modified corn has caused deaths of beneficial insects. So these insects are beneficial to the plants because these insects, they kill so many pests. But the GM modified herbicides tolerance can move into the weeds, because there are certain products produced by the genetically modified plants which can fall on the neighboring weeds, and so super weeds are produced near the good transgenic plants that are hard to wipe out, and they must produce plants that are male sterile. This is what the horticulturists are thinking about, to produce plants that are male sterile, so that genetically modified gene in pollen is not spread around. Then second aspect where our government and we should be careful is about human health risks. In introducing genetically modified gene into a plant can produce allergic reaction in certain individuals. We see that enough is not known about the health effects then be produced in humans on long-term usage of genetically modified plants as food, genetically modified animals as food. For example, a biochemist, his name was Arpad Pusztai. He was working in Robert Research Institute. He showed the genetically modified protein lectin that was produced in potatoes was harmful to rats. The rats around, they started losing their health. So we see that although rats are vermin, it is good that they are destroyed, but there are other useful animals and plants around us. These can be affected, and these in the long term can affect human health also. Then we see that economic concerns are there because of transgenic products. Lot of tests are carried out on food products, genetically modified food products, before they come to the market, entailing lots of expense that is put by the food companies, so that their products do not risk the lives of so many people, so many animals. That is why lot of money is going into research, and many of these companies are not able to give back the loans that they have taken for the research. Though engineered biotechnology, through the engineered biotechnology, such high price seeds are prepared, which are good for rich countries, but like small farmers or the third world countries, they would not be able to afford these high price seeds. The new genetically modified products approved by the government, they are sensitive to local political, social and economic climate. So that also has to be seen, so that a country can survive economically. Then we see that genetically modified food regulation in India is taken care of. The regulation of all genetically modified related activity in India is governed by rules for manufacture, use, import, export, storage of hazardous microorganisms, genetically engineered organisms or cells. All these things which I am speaking here: import, export, rules of manufacture of genetically modified individuals, storage of hazardous microorganisms for human usage, genetically engineered organisms or cells in 1989 comes under provisions of the Environment Protection Act of 1986 through MOEF. Now, what is MOEF? The full form of MOEF, this can come in your board examination, so you must learn. This is Ministry of Environment and Forest. And DBT, which is Department of Biotechnology. And the rules are forwarded for genetically modified food use from 6 competent authorities that support the DBT and the MOEF ministry. So these competent authorities, they help in making major decisions in India about the use of genetically modified products. Now, while which are the genetically modified crops which are used in India? Let us see. The BT cotton or the Bacillus cotton is the only crop that is grown commercially in India. However, the government is very supportive of the efforts in growing transgenic crops. Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR, a network project on transgenics is being done. The future of genetically modified products in India is bright in the future, but we will have to be careful and selective so that no side chain defects are produced or risks are produced in the society. Then we see that the applications of biotechnology in health is very important. The recombinant DNA technology, which we have utilized, like we saw in the last chapter, where the foreign gene was utilized and was put in a vector of a circular DNA, and this was introduced into a bacterium. And we see that this was cloned and several copies of this was made so that it could immensely impact in the areas of healthcare by mass production of the effective therapeutic drugs. Then we see some important developments in the area to develop monoclonal antibiotics, and DNA cloning techniques are follows that are being followed. One is for the improved diagnostic tools. We see that monoclonal antibody kits for nucleic acids, hybridization, fluorescent and luminescent labeling of reagents are produced by genetically modified products. Then we see improved laboratory techniques are utilized by genetic engineering, isolation, purification of antigens. If you remember, children, what is antigen? Antigen is substance that is capable of stimulating immense immune response, specifically activating lymphocytes in our body, which are the soldiers to fight infection. These soldiers are the WBC, so they are made alert by antigens. So improved laboratory techniques, isolation, purification of antigens is done by bioengineering techniques, by monoclonal antibody methods, and large scale production of protein antigens via hybridomas or by cloning is done. Another thing that is done by recombinant DNA is immunological therapeutic methods. The monoclonal antibodies for passive immunization or for drug targeting are used so that we can immunize people against several diseases, diseases that are to come in the future. So for that we can inoculate the people and human beings beforehand. Then we see production of novel vaccines or new types of vaccines like polysaccharide based vaccines, genetically attenuated, that means weakened vaccines are utilized. What are attenuated? Attenuated are having been reduced in force, effect or value, or weakened germs are being used genetically so that polysaccharide based vaccines can be made. So we will conclude this video, children, here itself, and in the next video we will study more about genetic engineering techniques and biotechnological applications. So till then, wish you all the best. Have a good day. Thank you.